Hey folks, Serena McKnight here with Cycle World, and what you see in front of me is the 2020 Honda CB500X. Now this machine started out as a commuter in 2013, and recently in 2019 it received a major overhaul to make it into the ADV style bike you see today. Now you have that ADV classic like beak sort of profile here. You have the 19-inch front wheel, and you have 5.9 inches of travel on both ends, so it's really hinting at its ADV capability. First onto the engine, it's a 471cc parallel twin, and it delivers a smooth power that's mild-mannered, and the transmission is also equally smooth. You could click through the gears without worry, and getting up to the freeway speeds is not a problem at all. One thing that's also great is the assist and slipper clutch. It makes that clutch pull very light. I did notice when downshifting from second into first gear, however, you do catch a little bit onto neutral. Now we put it on our in-house dyno, and it measured 42.45 horsepower at 8,130 RPM and 29.25 pound-feet of torque at 6,500 RPM. Now Honda did a really great job in minimizing the vibration from the engine with the rubber-mounted handlebar. You also barely feel it in the pegs, only up until you get really high in the rev range. The engine also sips fuel. Now I measured the average MPG to be 54.6, and with a 4.6 gallon fuel tank, you're looking at roughly 250 miles on a single tank. Situated with a 41mm telescopic fork and single shock, the CB's suspension is a bit soft for my liking, especially on the road with the twisties. You don't get a whole lot of feel, and you do kind of pogo over those undulations mid-turn. With the 5.9 inches of travel on both ends, it did help in the dirt, especially when going over washboard bumps and more jagged surfaces that you come across on some fire roads. Moving on to the ergonomics, the seat height is at 32.7 inches, and the riding position is very comfortable, especially for those daily commutes. Now in the dirt, when you stand up on the pegs, I did notice my size 10 foot hitting the cover on the exhaust pipe. In regards to the handlebar location, that location is a little bit forward, so I'm hunched over a little bit more on the tank than I would like in the dirt. But overall, the riding position is very comfortable for your average day-to-day riding. The grips are a little close to these stubby mirrors. They don't have the long mounts like other motorcycles do, so that leaves this area feeling slightly cramped. The windscreen is 2-position adjustable, however, you do need some tools to make those adjustments prior to the ride. It does do a good job, however, in blocking the wind and pushing it up over your head. However, when I was wearing the ADV helmet, I did notice the wind picks up at the visor a little bit. With the brakes, we have a single Nissin 2-piston caliper clamping down on a 320mm disc, and at the rear we have a single Nissin 1-piston caliper clamping down on the 240mm disc. The brake feel isn't aggressive per se, but it does offer a good average clamp to the rotors. Dunlop Trail Max Mixed Tour rubber wraps around 19-inch front wheel and 17-inch rear. This tire is very capable for on and some off-road duties. I did notice a bias towards harder packed surfaces because the rear wheel did slip a little bit when the gravel got deep. Now onto the gauge. It's very easily readable with a large tachometer surrounding a gear indicator with the speed located on the right side, and 2 toggle menus to go through for any information you may need. However, I did find a little bit of redundancy with the tachometer. There's also a digital tachometer in one of the toggle menus, so it's a little bit redundant. I would have preferred some other information like range or anything like that. In regards to the look of this machine, at first I admittedly thought it was a little on the dorky side, but I started warming up to it. I do like the protrusion of the little beak. I do like the capability of being able to go on or off-road with some fire road exploration. So if you're looking for that mid-size 500cc machine that could do mostly commuting and some off-road, then you should be looking at the Honda CB500X. It comes in ABS and non-ABS variants, and the non-ABS rolls in at an MSRP of $6,699, and the ABS is a $300 upcharge. And that's it for this first ride review of the 2020 Honda CB500X. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.